Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about gay adoption. Well, gay adoption is where a homosexual family, male, two guys, or two females, aka lesbians, adopt a child. And my question is it ethical or unethical? Well, I'm going to start off with Aristotle. Aristotle talks about happiness. The starting point of the starting point of Aristotle's ethical theory is that all human beings desire happiness. Well, if all people desire happiness, then don't the gays and the lesbians have the same right as we do? They're also humans. I think that this concerns more about the children's want rather than what politics and the society thinks about gays. This is much more in depth than should homosexuality be legal or not legal. It's more about what the children needs, wants are fulfilled. Gay adoption is it's complete ethical because it's all about the child rather than the gays or the homosexuals. It requires two parents. It could be either two fathers or two mothers. It doesn't have to be a heterosexual thing about a mom and a dad. And what most in my research, I found that most institutions they're looking for stable relationships between the couples, having good income, extended family. What do I mean by extended family, you might say? It's about like cousins and their family supporting the couple on what they're doing. If the extended family does not support the couple, then the child might feel little left out. But if they welcome the child with love and open arm, then the child would have no problem. And I think that is completely ethical because ethics is more about happiness, and also Kant says about duty. It is our duty as family members to support the kid. Another thing is when adopting a child, it doesn't matter if it's heterosexual or homosexual, they have to be there can't be any tensions between the family members. Most institutions or adoption institutions are looking for good qualities in parents, such as like caring, loving, protecting the child when it's needed to be, teaching the child what's right, what's wrong. So that is a huge ethical behavior. When institutions look for a family, it's not just a single portion. They don't really look at if the parents are gay or not. They look at if the family or if the parents can provide the child with all the necessities of life or living. Another thing I looked at in my research is not many states don't approve of gay adoption, which means that nearly all the states except one or two found that gay adoption is completely legal and ethical. It's actually they're going with it. They're approving. They're saying that more and more people should agree on this. Some statistical values on these laws is that the child is better. Some people say that a child is better off with one mom and one dad, but this is not true. There is no statistical values that say that a parent or a child needs only a mom and a dad to have a successful life. There's actually cases where many successful folks in our U.S. history and in our current legislative and executive branches where they had gay parents and they still became successful and independent about it. They didn't. Another issue is that they think that if a child has gay parents, they won't have they'll become gay too. But that's not true at all. There's no statistical values about that. Throughout my research, I found that nearly 65,000 children already live in gay/lesbian families. So that's one good thing. The pros about gay adoption is that gays are allowed to adopt. The gays are allowed to adopt more and more children every day, and kids are looking for people who will care for them and love for them, not about what their family status is. Here are some statistics. 52% of Americans favor adoption, gay adoption actually. Out of these 52%, 59% of them are Catholics and 65% of them are Protestant. So religion has another factor in it. People might say that, oh, in the Bible it says that gays shouldn't be allowed and they should not be allowed to adopt because it's strictly a male and female thing. But also in my research, and I've asked a professor of mine, there's nowhere in the Bible that clearly states that gays are not allowed to adopt. So that whole concept is out the door. It's completely wrong. Another thing is 50% of the religious organizations who take federal money and who don't take federal money also approve of gay adoption. A 2000 census data estimates that 250,000 children are being raised in same-sex families, and out of those same-sex 250,000 children, 12,500 are adopted or were adopted. Let me give you an example of some famous government officials who have been adopted by a gay family and who have became successful, as you see. John House of Senate, was adopted. He says that is not, the issue is not about gay parents. It's more about the child. So, like I said again, it's more about the child's happiness and wants. Aristotle says that, I'm going to say it again, Aristotle says that family happiness is more on an individual basis rather than the society. If the child is happy with his parents, then the society should not be like, hey, you shouldn't adopt, this is immoral. They should encourage that, and that's what I think it's ethical. Throughout this debate about allowing gays to adopt kids, it's actually oblivious. A lot of states and our Constitution approves that. There's nowhere in the Constitution that says that gays should not adopt children. Anyone can adopt children as long as they have the right means and motivation, and they're not going to harm the child. They should be allowed. Another research I said that through psychology in my links says that majority of the child abusers or child molesters are not gay, right? So what that means is that homosexuality does not lead to child molestation or child abuse. It's mostly a heterosexual thing. This is, with all these facts and information, this is why I think that homosexuals should be allowed to adopt children, because they have the right motives, intentions, and they just want to love a child that they can't have themselves. And children want the same thing. They just want a loving and caring family. And with this, that's what happiness truly is. From my point of view, happiness is where two parties can live together, protect each other, care for each other, and what else does a child need and a family need? If you have any more questions or concerns, look through my research page at the bottom of the links, and there's other topics. Bye.